All right, shalom, shalom. I'm gonna do this quick video. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, all the elders and double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS, all the brothers doing the work, the 144,000, the hopeful elect. And want to do this real quick video on this so-called Christian talking about Israel, and supposedly the people over there that they being the people of the Lord, and we're gonna prove the falsehood of that through scriptures that I'm gonna read to you. I want to start with this. This is real good right here, Psalms 50. Let's go here. But 50 and 16. But to the wicked God says, what right have you to declare my statutes, or to take up my covenant in your mouth, seeing you hate instruction, and cast my words behind you? When you saw a thief, you consented with him, and have been a partaker with adulterers. You gave your mouth to evil, and your tongue frames deceit. You sit and speak against your brother, and slander your own mother's son. These things you have done and kept silent. You thought that I was altogether like you, but I will rebuke you and set them in order before your eyes. So let's go to this video, and I'm gonna show you the Christian lies about Israel. This so-called Christian right here think he have knowledge, but he have none, like the scriptures speak of.
With us humans, but then I also think about the country of Israel and its people. Now, most of you probably already know the history of Israel, because every Christian knows his Bible, right? Or is supposed to read his Bible, because we need to live by it. The Psalm 100.
Well, you Christian, you don't live by the Bible. You don't live by the Bible. As far as Israel go, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you won't even acknowledge us, like what we went through, our ancestors in slavery, hangings, lynchings, raping our women. You won't acknowledge that what you done to the Israelites, but as far as Israel over there, you acknowledge their pain. Let's continue with this fake Christian.
19, verse 105 says, your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. So let's say you know the biblical history of Israel. Do you know what is going on right now? And what is going to happen to Israel in the end times? If you don't know, then it's time to learn. Time to understand more of God's big plan, His puzzle, and our role as Christians in it. Let's get into the video.
Salaki for the commercial.
What was the process of actually putting it? So you won't miss any of the next videos. Now, whenever Israel is in a battle with another country, like Gaza, then a lot of Christians think, here it is, it's here, the end times. Well, first of all, you need to understand that Israel has almost always been
Salakia.
with those who hate them. Even when we go back to the...
You're right, Israel's have been in conflict with those who hate them. That's the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans here in America. So the world hates Israel, the people on the bottom, which is the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. But he's saying the Israel over there is the people.
The Bible, the Philistines, Egyptians, Midianites, Moabites, Amalekites,
all heathens,
Ammonites, the Babylonians,
all
the
heathens,
Assyrians, Persians, and especially the Romans in the time of Jesus. And then, of course,
that was Esau. Go back.
The Nazis, Hitler, everybody remembers that.
Let's go back.
Especially the Romans in the time of Jesus.
The Romans was the so-called Edomites, not so-called Edomites. Let's put the volume up all the way. The Romans was the Edomites, and so-called Jesus, which is Yahushua, was a so-called black man. It says that in the Revelation. His skin was bronze, dark bronze skin, and he had woolly hair, white woolly hair.
Jesus. And then, of course, even closer to our time, the Nazis, Hitler, everybody remembers that. Assyria, Haman, and Iran. You know, I need you to understand something. The persecution of the people of Israel has been going on for thousands of years.
You're right. He's right. The persecution of the Israelites has been going for thousands of years. Yes, when we went into slavery, before that in Egypt. So he's saying that Israel over there been going through it. What about just the real Israelites here in America, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? You know, they don't the Christians don't acknowledge us. We just had people that live in huts that came from Africa. We have no history according to the Christians.
And will continue until the second coming of Jesus Christ. Why? Why do these people hate Israel so much? Because it's demonic. Remember, Ephesians 6 verse 12 says, "For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood," meaning humans, "but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against..."
Yes, and he says that right there. He's talking about Edom. Who runs the world? Esau. So they the present darkness, the rulers of this world, like he just said in the scriptures right there.
The spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. Spiritual forces of evil. I've said it a few times in some of my videos, but I'll say it again here. You don't live just in a physical world, but also in a spiritual reality. Whenever you see a war is going on, you need to know that there is a spiritual war behind it. And we see a glimpse of it in Daniel 10 verse 10 to 14. "And behold, a hand touched me and set me trembling on my hands and knees. He said to me, O Daniel, man greatly loved, understand the words that I speak to you, and stand upright, for now I have been sent to you. And when he had spoken the words to me, I stood up."
And they showing you images of Esau when it was a so-called black man that's the prophet Daniel, and all the prophets, Moses, Elijah, Ezekiel. There was all so-called black men, House of Judah, Israelites.
Trembling. Then he said to me, "Fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that you set your heart to understand and humbled yourself before your God, your words have been heard, and I have come because of your words. Now listen up. The prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 21 days, but Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, for I was left there with the kings of Persia, and came to make you understand what is to happen to your people in the latter days. For the vision is for the days yet to come." So here we see that there was a very strong demon that withstood Gabriel, so that Gabriel could not go and deliver his message to Daniel. But then Michael, the archangel, he came and he helped Gabriel, and then Gabriel could go and deliver the message himself to Daniel. But why do these demons hate the nation of Israel so much? And why have they been trying to destroy them for thousands of years? Because God...
They've been trying to destroy who the real people are of Israel. Native Americans, Hispanics, and so-called black people. They make sure they hide that. And they have us on the bottom. All in ghettos, boroughs, all that. And you know, it's funny, the people that they say that the people of the lower, they on top. They run everything. They run banks, the media, TV, politicians. But they say they're the people of the lower. Yeah, okay.
The God of Israel, God, has a specific plan for the nation of Israel. First, it was prophesied that the Messiah, Jesus, would come from the nation of Israel, and they tried to stop it. For example, Micah 5 verse 2 says, "But you, O Bethlehem, who are too little to be among the clans of Judah, From you shall come forth for me one who is to be ruler in Israel.
Yes, he came from the house of Judah, one of the descendants of David, a so-called black man. They showing you, Esau image right there. You know how they do, the Christians. But it was a so-called black man. He came from the house of David, through Mary and Joseph.
Israel, whose coming forth is from old, from ancient days. All over the Old Testament, Israel was told about the Messiah that will come. And the devil and his demons tried to stop it all the time. Think about all the wars they went through. They couldn't succeed. At the end, Jesus was born. But even then, they tried to stop it by killing all the males 2 years old and under. Matthew 2 verse 16. Then Herod, when he saw that he had been tricked by the wise men, became furious, and he sent and killed all the male children in Bethlehem and in all that region who were 2 years old and under. And even this was prophesied in Jeremiah 31 verse 15. Thus says the Lord, a voice is heard in Ramah, lamentation and bitter weeping. Rachel is weeping for her children. She refuses to be comforted for her children because they are no more. There are so many prophecies in the Old Testament. Over 300 of just Jesus alone. That's also why we know that Jesus
Look at
is
this.
the Messiah.
Cesare.
So many specific.
They show you a picture of Cesare Borgia right there. Let's go back. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this. Long hair, like a woman. Esau, Edom. Cesare Borgia. That's not the Messiah. The Messiah was a so-called black man. Like it says, he had bronze skin, dark brown skin, bronze. That's basically a dark brown man with white woolly hair, not whatever brunette color this guy have right here. It was white as wool.
Why we know that Jesus is the Messiah. So many specific prophecies that all came true. I made a video about it that you can watch at the end of this video on my channel. Let's continue for now. So the devil and his demons could not stop God's plan. Jesus was born, and the devil defeated at the cross. Hebrews 2 verse 14 says, since therefore the children share in flesh and blood, he himself likewise partook in the same things, that through death he might destroy the one who has the power of death, that is, the devil, and deliver all those who through fear of death were subject to lifelong slavery. So Jesus already came. The devil and his demons, they could not stop it. They can't stop God. It's so silly actually, even trying. But anyway, why?
Yeah, that's right. You can't stop God. God controls everything, and He's gonna expose you devils for telling lies about who the true Israel is. Like this guy right here. And the truth is coming out that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the true Israel, not the fakers over there. But let's continue.
Why do they then still, demons, the devil, why do they still hate Israel? Because God is not done with Israel yet. He's got a big plan for them. And the devil is still trying to stop it. And that's why.
That's right. He do got a big plan for them. And let's read it. I'm going to go to Ezekiel 37. Ezekiel 37 and 21. Let's read this. Then, all right, 21. Then say to them, thus says the Lord God, surely I will take the children of Israel from among the nations. See that? Among the nations. Not the people that's over there now. See, it says among the nations on the four corners of the earth. Wherever they have gone, and will gather them from every side and bring them into their own land. That's Israel. going back to Israel, and I will make them one nation in the land, on the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king over them, and they shall no longer be two nations, nor shall they ever be divided into two kingdoms again. They shall not defile themselves any more with their idols, nor with their detestable things, nor with any other transgressions. But I will deliver them from all their dwelling places in which they have sinned, and will cleanse them. Then they shall be my people, and I will be their God. And it says right here in 24, David my servant shall be king over them. And Yahweh shall come from the line of David. So David will be king, and they shall all have one shepherd. They shall also walk in my judgment, and observe my statutes and do them. Then they shall dwell in the land that I have given to Jacob my servant, where your fathers dwelt, and they shall dwell there, they, their children, and their children's children forever. And my servant David shall be their prince forever. Moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them, and it shall be an everlasting covenant with them. I will establish them and multiply them, and I will set my sanctuary in the midst forevermore. My tabernacle also shall be with them. Indeed, I will be their God, and they shall be my people. The nations also will know that I am the Lord. Sanctify Israel when my sanctuary is in the midst forevermore. Let's go back to this video.
He influences all these people, all these enemies of Israel, to hate Israel. So, what is God's plan? Well, the Bible prophesies that there will be great tribulation for Israel. Jeremiah 30 verse 7 says, alas, that day is so great, there is none like it. It is a time of distress for Jacob, meaning Israel. Yet, he shall be saved out of it. It's talking about the end times here. And this tribulation, this day will be
let's go back.
By the end times here. And this tribulation,
and that's talking about
that day is so great, there is none like it. It is a time of distress for Jacob, meaning Israel. Yet he shall be saved out of it.
That's the 144,000, the hopeful elect, the elect. That's what that's talking about. They should be saved out of the coming destruction.
It's talking about the end times here. And this tribulation, this day will be so terrible for Jacob, for Israel,
yes,
but also for the whole world. This will be a terrible time. It's going to happen at the end times. And this day, the Bible says, there is none like it. Just think of it. There will be no day like this one. And it's going to be a trouble for Jacob.
And more particular, it's going to be here in America. And let's get that real quick. I won't bring it up on the screen. I'll just read it. I'm going to go to Revelation here. Alright, here it is in 18. After this I saw another angel coming down from heaven, having great authority, and the earth was made bright with his splendor. And he called out with a mighty voice, Fallen, fallen is Babylon the Great. It has become a dwelling place of demons, a haunt of every foul spirit, a haunt of every foul and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk the wine of her impure passion, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth have grown rich with wealth of her wantonness. Okay, let's go to 18 and 17. In 1 hour all this wealth has been laid waste, and all the shipmasters and seafarers, men, sailors, and all those traders on the sea stood afar off and cried out as they saw the smoke of her burning. What city was like this great city? And they threw dust on their heads, and as they wept and mourned, crying out, Alas, alas, for the great city, where all who had ships at sea grew rich by her wealth. In 1 hour she has been laid waste. So I'm gonna go to 21. So shall Babylon the great city be thrown down with violence, and shall be found no more. Let's continue with the video.
Jacob, meaning Israel, but also for the whole world. Verse 8 says, "And it shall come to pass in that day, declares the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off your neck, and I will burst your bonds."
And that's talking about the Israelites here in America. We still under slavery. Like I said before, they took the chains off our necks, and gave us badges and work uniforms so we can work in Esau different workplaces. So, like I said, we still under slavery. And it says right here, it's gonna break the yoke off our neck.
"And foreigners shall no more make a servant of it,
Yep.
but they shall serve the Lord."
See that? We should not serve Esau anymore. That's what they're trying to say, basically.
Lord their God, and David their king, whom I will raise up for them. David
See-
their king. He's
see
talking
that?
about Jesus here that would come from the line of David, from Israel.
See, he did tell some truth right there. He said David their king. He talking about Yahushua here that would come from the line of David. He did come from the line of David, the line of Judah. So he did. The Christian did tell some truth right there.
Of course, then God, Jesus Christ, will come down and he will he will change everything, right? Then the tribulation will be done. But
Yes, he will come down. He will come down in the chariots and destroy America. When the nukes hit, him and Yahushua and the angels will destroy Babylon, aka America. He will change everything and to put the Edomites and all the heathen nations in slavery under the Israel, blacks, Judas, blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics.
the tribulation, this time, there will be none like it. It will be a very dark time for Israel and for the whole world. And before Jesus' second coming, there's a few things that will happen to Israel first. What is it? First, the Bible says that the Jews, the people of Israel, will return to the land of Israel. For example, God says in Isaiah 43 verse 6, "I will say to the north, give up, and to the south, do not withhold. Bring my sons from afar, and my daughters from the end of the earth." And Ezekiel,
I read that earlier. Like I said, a lot of the Israelites are here in America, so we at the four corners of the earth. When we'll go back to Israel, like I read earlier, that we'll go back to Israel and we'll live in peace and safety. Not the people over there now.
36 verse 24 says, "I will take you from the nations
Just read that.
and gather you from all the countries
I read that.
and bring you into your own land." Now, we already see this happening now. Israel
No, you don't.
became a nation again in 1948. And
Oh, there we go, the 1948ers. The so-called you wish people. The fakers. That said they was us. They continue to say they us. So this hasn't happened yet. This is gonna happen when Yahushua returns and bring us back to Israel. The 144,000 hopeful elect. So the Christians like to tell lies like this guy right here.
still today, Jews all over the world are coming back to the land of Israel, their land.
False.
And then something else will happen before the end times to Israel. The temple will be rebuilt. But this will also be the time when the Antichrist...
Yup. No lies.
2 Thessalonians 2, verse
The
3.
Antichrist is a house of people. That's Esau Edom. The elite. The rulers of this earth in wickedness. So the Antichrist is a whole house of people, like I did earlier in the earlier video I did from yesterday.
3 to 4 says, "Let no one deceive you in any way, for that day will not come unless the rebellion comes first, and the man of lawlessness is revealed." This is the Antichrist.
No, this is the house of Esau Edom. That's what they talking about. Like it says it here, and the man of lawlessness is revealed, the son of destruction, who opposes and exalts himself. Who does that? Esau Edom. He exalted himself over everybody. He have images of God, have him painted so-called white, and Jesus as Cesare Borgia with the long fruity brunette hair. So he did exalt himself up high.
Of destruction, who opposes and exalts himself against every so-called
Esau,
God
Edom,
or object of worship.
Salakia.
eBay authenticity guarantee. It's checked by experts. Every stitch, tag, and logo.
So that he takes his seat in the temple of God, proclaiming himself to be God. Do you get it? Do you understand it? The Antichrist will deceive a lot of people, including
Yes.
the people of Israel. Many people are still waiting for the Messiah.
Who's the deceiver? Esau, Edom. He tells so many lies. He hit the true Israelites, put us on the bottom, have us in slavery, bring us over here in ships, change the Native Americans, slaughtered the Native Americans, which is Israel. Brought Judah over here in slave ships, made the took the Mexicans and brought them down to Mexico down there, which is this is part of their land too. But he took the land, said it's theirs. You know how they do, the Christians.
They will think it is him. And then only later, just think about this, the Antichrist will profess to be God himself. He will go into
Yes.
the temple, sit on the seat, and profess to be God. And many people will believe him. They will be deceived only later to find out and shocked that he is actually the opposite.
Yes.
He's actually from the devil.
Yes,
His true nature
Esau,
will be
Edom.
revealed, and then it will be a terrible time for the people of Israel and for the rest of the world. Daniel talks about it. Go read Daniel 9, verse 24 to 27 in your own time. Verse 27, he says, he shall make a strong covenant with many for 1 week, and for half of the week he shall put an end to sacrifice and offering. And on the wing of abominations shall come one who makes desolate, until the decreed end is poured out on the desolator. Now, this might be a little bit difficult to understand, but Jesus also explains it in Matthew 24, verse 15. So when you see the abomination of desolation spoken by the prophet Daniel, standing in the holy place, then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. Let the one who is on the housetop not go down to take what is in his house. And let the one who is in the field not turn back to take his cloak. And alas, for women who are pregnant and for those who are nursing infants in those days, pray that your flight may not be in winter or on Sabbath, for then there will be great tribulation, such as has not been from the beginning of the world until now. No, and never will be. This day will be terrible. Think about all the wars, all the bad times people experienced on earth, even under
Yes.
Hitler.
Hold up.
Everything in the past.
Yes, because of Esau, Edom. They the war starters. They fund both sides. They had all kind of weapons, nukes, all. But that was the inspiration of Yahweh, God, for them to make them weapons so they can destroy themselves. But they start wars, World War I, World War II. They're gonna start World War III. But the Lord gonna put him on them to start World War III so he can bring Israel back to their land, which is over there in Israel. And Yahushua is gonna return.
It cannot even match this day. Verse 22. If those days had not been cut short, no human being would be saved. But for the sake of the elect, those days
Yes,
will
144,000.
be cut short. And then after this, Jesus will come and he will sort out the Antichrist. Let's go back to 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 8. And then the lawless one will be revealed,
Esau,
whom the
Edom.
Lord Jesus will kill with the breath of his mouth, and bring to nothing by the appearance of his coming. The coming of the lawless one is by the activity of Satan, with all power and false signs and wonders, and with all wicked deception for those who are perishing, because they refuse to love the truth and so be saved. Therefore, God sends them a strong delusion, so that they may believe what is false.
And that's
In
the
order-
2/3. That right there is speaking about the 2/3 of House of Israel that won't receive the truth. That they'll follow Satan, which is basically Esau.
that all may be condemned who did not believe the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. Alright, now let's go back to see how Jesus describes it. What will happen after the tribulation? Matthew 24, verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light, and the stars will fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens will be shaken. Then will appear in heaven the sign of the Son of Man. And then all the tribes of the earth will mourn.
Oh, that's
They will see
perfect.
the Son of Man coming.
What he said right there, all the sun. Let me go back. All right, let's go back to that. I'm gonna tell you what that
The
means.
sign of the Son of Man.
Then,
And then all the tribes of the
all right, this says right there. Then appear in the heaven the sign of the Son of Man. That's gonna be Yahweh shall return in the chariots along with his angels, and then all the tribes of the earth will mourn. All the tribes of the earth, the heathens, will mourn because they're gonna see that the Messiah is a so-called black man with dark skin. So they're gonna mourn because they know what they did to the Israelites over here in America, putting us in chains, slavery, hanging out, lynching our men, raping our women. So they're gonna see that black Messiah in the sky with a big chariot, and they're gonna mourn.
earth will mourn, and they will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds
Yep,
of heaven
chariots.
with power and great joy.
Right, it says right here, and they will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with the power and great joy. When the clouds is the chariots coming on the clouds of heaven, he keep coming in the big chariot, the biggest chariot. So that's what they're saying right there.
Joy. And he will send out his angels with a loud trumpet call, and they will gather
His elect. There you
from
go.
the four winds.
There you
From
go.
one-
Go back. That's the 144,000.
His angels with a loud trumpet call.
All right, let's read this. And he will send out his angels with the loud trumpet call, and they will gather his elect from the four winds. The four winds is the four corners of the earth. All the Israelites are the four corners of the earth here in America, all over. So we're gonna gather the elect and bring it back to Israel.
And they will gather his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. And that'll be it. Judgment day for all human beings.
Yes, Esau Edom.
You know, a lot
Yeah,
of
are you
people
ready for slavery,
get so
Esau?
excited to talk about the end times, and yes, it is interesting, but there are more important fundamental truths in Scripture, like being right with God first, to be a reborn Christian before
No,
it is too
Christian
late.
lies. All
Because
right.
you can talk about the end.
That's the video. Let's get some scriptures. Then I'll close the video out. Christian telling lies. All right. Let's go to Isaiah. I'm going to show you the judgment of Edom. You know, the lawless one. The man of sin. Basically Satan. All right. Let's go to 34. Judgment on the nations. Come near, you nations, to hear, and heed, you people. Let the earth hear, and all that is in it, the world and all things that come forth from it. For the indignation of the Lord is against all nations, and his fury against all their armies. He has utterly destroyed them. He has given them over to slaughter. Also their slain shall be thrown out. Their stench shall rise from the corpses, and the mount shall be melted with their blood. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and all the heavens shall be rolled up like a scroll. That's the nukes. And all their hosts shall fall down, and as the leaf falls from the vine, and as the fruit fall from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Indeed it shall come down on Edom. See that? 5. Indeed it shall come down on Edom, and on the people of my curse for my judgment. They the cursed people of the Lord. The sword of the Lord to destroy the earth. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made overflowing with fatness. with the blood of the lambs and the goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord has sacrificed in Bozrah, and the great slaughter in the land of Edom. See that? Well, the Bozrah is, that's what Edom is. And the great slaughter in the land of Edom. The wild ox shall come down with them, and the young bulls with the mighty bulls. The land shall be soaked with blood, and the dust sated with fatness. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, the year of the recompense of the cause of Zion. What he did to Israel. And the screen shall be turned into pitch, and the dust into brimstone, and it shall become burning pitch, and it shall not be quenched night or day. Its smoke shall ascend forever, from generation to generation shall lie waste. No one shall pass through it forever or and ever. That's basically what's going to happen when the nukes hit. This place is going to come a desolation. It's going to basically become a habitation for wild animals, like it says right here. It will be haunted by a desert owl and screech owl, a gray owl and a raven. For God will measure that land carefully. He will measure it for chaos and destruction. That's America. And it will be called the land of nothing. And all its nobles will soon be gone. See that? I'm going to go to 13. Thorns will overrun its palaces. Needles and thistles will grow in its forts. The ruins will become a haunt for jackals and a home for owls. This place is going to become a place for wild animals to live. The desert animals will mingle there with hyenas, the howls filling the night. Wild goats will bleat, and one another among ruins. Night's creatures will come there to rest. So this place is going to become a place for animals. Nobody will live in America after the nukes hit and the fires go down from the nuclear blast. After the lake of fire. Alright, I think that'll be it. Alright, I think that's it. I think that'll be the video. Alright. Shalom, shalom. I want to give all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, elders and apostles of GMS. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS. 144,000 hope for elect. Shalom.